go against what's been a pretty good defense. One other note on West Virginia's offense. Talk about being aggressive. Lead the nation in fourth down conversions. 9 of them in just 3 games.
Say that again?
West Virginia leads the country in fourth down conversions. 9 in just 3 games. Here's what may be more impressive. 9 on 11 attempts. 9 conversions on 11 attempts. That's 82%. The only teams with a better conversion percentage on fourth down all have just 6 attempts or less. So that's been a nice bullet in the chamber of this offense that needs to keep drives going.
And that's an impressive stat. Also, it was there by necessity too. I mean, you had to go. I mean, he comes up fourth down on the 35, game on the line. Go for it. I
don't know though. He was aggressive against Pitt. There were a couple 4th and 5s.
Yeah,
I mean, you know me on our broadcast. I'm like always go. Why aren't you going? Go for it. Always go for it. And I was going. Well, I don't know. Should you go for it here? Are you trying? I mean, so they were aggressive against Pitt.
Yeah.
All right, I got a million more, but that'll suffice for now.
Impressive. After you digest those digits, where do you lean?
Flip a coin. I think this is, and which is, if you look at those models that exist out there, I look at 3 or 4 a week. They're all within a point or 2 here. So just flip it, because it's nearly impossible to handicap turnovers, and that's such a massive part for both of these teams.
Here's a stat for you.
Is this an HOO?
I got this from CBS Sports, Ben Kercheval. So far this season, teams ahead by 10 with 4 minutes to go are 150-0.
Say that again?
No, that's not right.
Say that again?
That's not right?
No, because West Virginia
has a loss.
We lost.
I'm sorry. Well, we're 150-0.
Up until last Saturday.
Until last Saturday.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that number.
Well, it's just,
if you look at the percentage of victory, it was 99%. Right to the end. You know who also had one of those last week was TCU. Yeah. They were running 99% win, and then didn't happen. The UCF's got them.
Hold on. Can I do 2 more?
Yeah.
You haven't hit the outro music yet, have you?
No, we're still on live.
We're still in the Conley CPA spreads on stats segment.
They're still buying it.
2 more.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and just unload a bunch of stuff here. Talking about Garrett throwing the ball downfield. Our defense is preventing that with the style that they're using. 7.5 yards per attempt so far for Garrett. That's down a full yard from last season. So we just haven't seen that big over the top. Can someone shake loose behind this defense and hit a big play? Got to have a receiver get down there and get open. So far, almost every time you see West Virginia's receivers running deep, there's somebody stuck to their hip. Got to get somebody loose. Here's another one.
There's been a few long ones that were catchable.
You want to know who else you want to see get loose? Who else would you like to see get loose from this offense?
Anyone.
I'm indifferent. Doesn't matter to me if it's a ball boy.
Well, who's the most likely one to get loose in space on this offense?
Gallagher?
Traylon
Ray? You guys are overthinking it. Jaheim White.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about passes.
I thought you were about to talk about
I'd like to get Jaheim White going. In 2024, this season so far through 3 games, only 27% of his yards have come on runs of 15 yards or more. Talk about a big play offense, right? Only 27%. Last year, 55% of his yards came on runs of 15 yards or more. So that's a guy hopefully you can get cranked up, get him to the edge, get him to pop a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I think that's it.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. They provide value beyond numbers. Check them out, Conley CPA Group. 3 Guys also brought to us by Comax Business Systems. If you're a business owner, shame on you if you've been delaying the install of a new business phone system. Why?
Well, don't shame people.
No, I gotta shame them. Shame on you. Small S, not a capital S. But it's time. It's time. That business phone system is competitively priced at Comax Business Systems. They'll come in and do a free estimate. Even if you don't buy now, you'll find out what they can do for you, and they have state-of-the-art. You can purchase, lease, or rent your hardware. The sound is there, and you can keep track where your folks are, whether they're in Weirton or Welch, Martinsburg or Matewan, all points in between. Muddle D.
Nettie.
Charmco.
I was driving back from there a couple of weeks ago, and I meant to try to memorize a couple of those other small communities. Now I've forgotten.
I've done the same thing driving down. I said I want to go like voice to text. You'll just keep build the list as you go down there. Well, we got a big weekend planned. I mean, besides this football game, this is going to be a big, memorable weekend, and we're going to celebrate it with you. Textual Healing is brought to us by episode800.com. Yeah, this is the place where you can go and check out merchandise, our shirts, and the hat that is ready to be available. Now, I think the hat that Kirchenbaum, take your headsets off for a second, because you can't see the logo really well. Hey, Austin, if you could, cut to a shot on Skippy over here. Okay, tilt your head just down a little bit. I want him to see that. Yeah, got that sweet 3 guys, 3G on there off center, which is kind of neat. Right. Center, are those available in person at the food court?
Yeah, here's the thing. Episode 800 has a lot of great stuff, coffee, the shirts, all that. I don't know that the hats are going to make it there. This first run,
yeah,
they'll be available at the food court coming up on Saturday. Might want to get you one there.
Okay, so for those of you that are coming in, here's the deal. We are opening the food court earlier than usual. Friday, the 20th of September, instead of 4 o'clock, we're opening up at noon. Noon, the food court will be open. And for lunch, Rev Kev is serving 2 things. Sausage and pepper hoagies with provolone cheese, $10 American, and beef tenderloin hoagies with peppers, onions, and provolone for $10 American. Also, later in the day, pork belly BLTs. The pork belly comes from Snake River in Idaho. That's with tomato, lettuce, mayo on a Hawaiian bun. And nachos. They've created a special Bill Stewart, Leave No Doubt nacho. You pick your own meat, and it comes with queso, sour cream, green onions for $10 American. Then the full batch of everything Rev Kev does, the brisket, the pulled pork, and the chicken available. Now, our buddy Duca from the wine bar, lunchtime tomorrow, he'll be set up. Going to do, what do we call the fried stuff? The
cracklins?
The cracklins.
Those are really
you had
good.
Those, Hop?
I haven't.
Oh, you got to do that.
Is that like
freshly fried pork rinds, right there in front of you.
I like those.
Right there in front of you, and then you get yourself.
Pop them right in.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow night, so we're going to go from noon.
Right in the bag, just start eating them.
We're going to go from noon till about 9 or 10 tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night
I think he has his world famous meatballs there too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to do them for lunch, but they'll be available throughout the weekend. Now, tomorrow night, 6:30, live music. Kagan McLean will do an acoustic set. Songs from his recently released album entitled Old Flame, which is interesting because that's what a lot of people called hoppy. Also, the beer is back from Parkersburg Brewing.
There we go.
Connection 304. And Austin, if you would, you can roll through some of those photographs. And well, that's my house. That's actually my
that's you. You did that?
I did that. Yeah, I didn't know
like
that.
a plate of broccoli and a beer.
That was pasta, broccoli, and a Connection 304. Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't realize that was
the party's
coming
going to your house later.
Well, I mean, yeah. So there you go. So there's Connection 304
right now.
So yeah, available at the food court. It's out there from Parkersburg Brewing. And they're getting it in.
I'm sorry, real quick. At the food court, it's available on draft and cans. Yeah, so you can grab them and take them to your tailgate.
Yes, you can.
Correct.
You can buy them by that. So let me tell you this.
Nice
or the Parkersburg Brewing folks will pour you one.
Correct. But here's where it is.
Get you a nice pour.
Here's just a few. It's going to be in the Gomart Flatwoods. It's going to be at the Varsity Club in Draft here, Mountain State Brewing here. The Wine Bar has it at Draft. Ashbrook Liquor Mart on Beechhurst, selling it by the cans if you're coming in. Taters Pub and Grub, Morgantown Flour and Feed, Kegler's Sports Lounge.
They've got it on tap.
Dougie,
right?
Dougie Moore over there.
Dougie, of course, takes care of it. Yeah.
Levels Arcade and Bar, Iron Horse Tavern, they all have it now available.
Levels, that's right
Those are
around
just
the
a few of the
Go there
places
after
where
the show.
Connection 304
See
is
that
going.
from here.
I want to
That's,
give us,
that's
yeah.
a lot of stops there.
Yeah. So far,
We got to get it at the official Three Guys bar, the Apothecary. It's not at the Apothecary yet?
I don't know. I don't see that name listed.
Call Grace.
I don't see that name listed.
Have Homeless Dave get in touch with Grace.
Well, he's busy. He's got a lot of things. Got a lot of things going
Busy.
on.
Joe's Globe's on it. Distributor's on it. Be
Yeah,
enough
Joe's
places.
Globe. They're
We
terrific.
just named you how many places here in Morgantown.
I know. I just think that's
Just
Grace's. It's just
named
across the street. It's
names you
pretty
a
handy.
bunch.
Well, I mean, if you'd like
Levels is right around the corner.
I mean,
It's
you
one
got a lot
block
of
that
true.
way.
I go right over there.
You got a
Walk
lot
right
of
there.
suggestions over there. Well, you got Mr. Suggestion over there. Why don't you walk your ass over there and ask her if she wants a beer?
Varsity Club right across from the stadium.
Dave's out there trying to save the free world. I mean, Hoppy wants to go.
Oh, going to be 60,000, 50,000, 45,000, however many people are going to be there right by Varsity Club. Just walk over and get you one.
Well,
Walk the other way to the food court, get you one right there.
Okay.
It's
Sorry I
available.
mentioned it. I was just wondering about
Handle distribution. You want to get involved in the distribution process, we can get you a job.
No, that's fair. I don't want to be involved at all. I just want to show up. So
Okay.
that's fair.
Give the guy a free hat. All of a sudden, he becomes Bill Gates.
Trying to run the whole operation here.
There's a distribution, warehousing, logistics.
I want to
Hoppy.
talk about distribution. I'm not satisfied with our distribution.
All right, here we go. Textual healing. Jacob Lewis writes in from Fraser's Bottom. I'm a first-time texter, long-time listener. Things have gone downhill since we got rid of the glossy blue helmets.
Correlation, not causation.
There's a group there that loves those glossy helmets. By the way, if
You think the
who's
matte
that?
finish has led to the downfall?
Jacob there, he'll be happy to know the baseball team going with glossy finishes on their batting helmets this year.
Really? Mm-hmm. Hey, Jed
Is that coming back,
Jed
or-
Jerko back over in the program?
He is.
Yes,
How great is that?
Yeah.
Great hire by old Steve Sabins there.
By the way, if you're coming into the game for the weekend, Friday night, which is tomorrow night, 20 September, 6 o'clock, 6:30, Mountaineer baseball team inter-squad scrimmage, free admission into the stadium. They're going to have it's a fun time. Really super chilled out and relaxed if you want to go see the Mountaineer baseballers tomorrow night.
That is pretty cool of Jed, too. Wanting to be back involved and help. I talk about a wealth of knowledge. You think those guys want to listen to a guy played almost 10 in the show?
Yeah, I think that'll help.
Got a road named after him?
Got a road name after him. Averaged over 400 as a Mountaineer player. Played 8 years in the show. That's a good run. What?
Hoppy's got a road named after him in the Eastern Panhandle. No outlet. Texter, for Brad Howe, more likely licking the pit wounds, not quite over that loss yet, but I turn the page in Kansas. Kansas and West Virginia's seasons mirror each other. Our losses were to better Power 4 teams than their Illini and Nevada defeats. Both teams have
Not Nevada, UNLV.
Yeah, same thing. Both teams have failed to meet expectations, which mean what happens Saturday could determine the direction of the rest of the season, making it a desperate game for both teams. 1-3 is a light year from 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your boy, I think. Is this your boy? Yeah, this is Doug in Bridgeport. So he put some hypotheticals in here. I would hit a couple of these, Brad. Ready? Listen. Is it more likely that West Virginia can hold them below 200 yards rushing or that West Virginia gives up 225 passing?
Say that again.
More likely you hold them under 200 rushing or that you give up over 225 passing.
So what this is, Hop, each week on Sportsline, we'll do a more likely scenario like this. Which of the two scenarios is more likely to happen, in your opinion? Doug does a nice job putting some of these together.
I think more likely that you hold them to under 200 yards rushing because in 3 games they got 738. Wait a minute, 246. Wait a minute, that's over 200. Yeah. Oops, my math is wrong. Yeah. I don't know. What's the answer there?
I don't know. Got to look at it.
Texter, same one. Is it more likely that West Virginia goes for over 175 on the ground and control the game, or that we hold Devin Neal to 75 yards or less of rushing? I think you need 175 for West Virginia on the ground to be.
I'd like to have a little more.
Well, I'm saying at a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Is it more likely that Garrett Green completes 65% of his passes and throws for 200, or that Kansas gets on the right side of the turnover battle for the first time?
65% would be nice. It's so far been elusive for G. Green.
Yeah, I'd go for the 65%.
Every day.
Kansas has lost the turnover battle every game, including the one that they won. Jalen Daniels has thrown a pick in each game. We haven't had a pick. The immovable force meets the irresistible object. Doug closes his sermon. The game